Hello, my name's Janet Knodel. I'm the Extension Entomologist for North Dakota State University. This is the Foliar Insecticide Update Talk for 2011. I'd like to acknowledge the contributions from my coworkers, Patrick Beauzay and Mark Boetel of the Department of Entomology. Syngenta Crop Protection has a new thiamethoxam, a neonicotinoid group 4A insecticide. It's available as platinum or platinum 75 SG on carrots for aphids and flea beetles. You can apply it at seeding as an in-furrow spray, or you can use it after seeding as a water volume to incorporate it into the seed zone. It can also be applied as a drip irrigation water. The same insecticide, thiamethoxam, is available as platinum 2SC or platinum 75 SG in potatoes for control of aphids, Colorado potato beetle, potato leafhopper, and potato psyllids. The application procedures are in furrow at plant, or you can use a banded pre-emergent or post-emergent application. For the granular formulation, you can do a bulk mixing with the granular fertilizer and apply, or chemi-irrigation. From Bayer Crop Science, there's the imidacloprid and combination beta-cyflurfin, which is the neonicotinoid group 4A and the pyrethroid group 3A. Its trade name is Leverage 360 insecticide for dry beans, carrot, field peas, lentil, potato, soybean for control of the major insect pest complexes on these crops. Also a modification of the beta-cyflurfin, which is known as Baythroid XL. Bayer Crop Science is reducing the pre-harvest interval from 45 days to 21 days in soybeans. This will come in handy for control of late season infestations of soybean aphids in late August. From Dow AgroScience, we have Cobalt Advance, which is a combination organophosphate and pyrethroid. The organophosphate is chlorpyrifos, and the pyrethroid they're changing to a lambda salharthorine. And used to be, previously it was the gamma salharthorine. And this is going to be effective on alfalfa, corn, soybean, and sunflower. They also have a new insecticide called Interprid, group 18, which is an ecdysone antagonist, which interferes with the molting hormone of the insects. It's labeled on corn and supplemental label on dry beans and chickpeas for mainly lepidopteran insect pests like European corn borer. We're going to continue to have the Section 24C in sugar beets from FMC Corporation. The active ingredient is zeta-cypermethrin, and essentially what is going on is we're replacing the old Mustang Max EC formulation with Mustang Max. It expires December 31st, 2015. You can be applied at plant, foliar, for the major insect pests. It's not for use on sugar beets grown under flood or in furrow irrigation in McKenzie and Williams counties. From Loveland Products Incorporated, it's a combination insecticide, imidacloprid and bifenthrin. The trade name is called Swagger. It'll be labeled in soybeans for the major insect pests on soybeans, including our soybean aphids, bean leaf beetle, and spider mites. The bifenthrin has some effective efficacy on spider mites. New Farm America Incorporated has generic Warrior lambda-salharthorine out. Be labeled on many crops, alfalfa, canola, corn, cereal grains, grass, forage, and hay, soybeans, sunflower, and conifers for like shelter belt plantings. Syngenta Crop Protection has Foliar Express, which is a combination chloranotrilnopil, group 28, rhinodine receptor modulator, and lambda-cellharthrin, which is the group 3A pyrethroid. The rhinodine receptors modulators are on the muscles of insects. They're not found on mammals, and that's part of the reason why it has low toxicity for mammals. This chemical will be labeled in dry beans, chickpeas, corn, and field peas for the major insect pest. Continuing on with Foliar Express, it'll be labeled in many vegetable crops, your cole crops, curbuts, peppers, sweet corn, and tomatoes. It'll also be labeled in field pea, forage, lentil, lupin, rangeland, and non-cross crop sites. Valent USA Corporation has clethinidin. It'll be called trade name Beauzay in soybeans and potato for the major insect pests that we have in those crops. For the potato, it'll have both seed piece in furrow at planting and foliar as the application methods. Soybeans, it's mainly foliar. Winfield Solution, imidacloprid, advised 2FL on potato, sugar beet, legumes, and carrots. And again, in the potato, you have the triple application technique where you can do soil, foliar, or seed piece treatment. Sugar beet is soil application only. From FMC Corporation, we have chlorpyrifos and zeta-cypermethrin called Stallion. It'll be labeled for alfalfa, sunflower, soybean, wheat, and corn. And it's a label should be coming out here in March 2011. It's not too much new in the stored grain insecticides. I just wanted to remind you some of the alternatives to synthetic insecticides. From Winfield Solution, we have diatomaceous earth, Dryacide 100, registered for barley, wheat, oat, rye, corn, bean, pea, and sorghum. You can apply it as a green treatment, layer treatment, surface, or empty bin treatment. And I get questions every year about whether it works in the cold weather we have because insects become dormant when the temperature drops below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, it does continue to work even though the insects aren't as active, has a very long residual. And once the insects become active as the temperature warms up, you'll have the diatomaceous earth there. Central Life Sciences has S-methoprene, which is an insect growth regulator, group 7A. Trade names are Diacon 2 and Diacon D. It controls the larval stage only. It's labeled for cereal grains, corn, sunflower, canola, legumes, sorghum, and millet. One of the advantages of this chemical is it has a long residual of 18 months. So if you're going to store that grain for a long time, a year or more, would highly recommend this. And it's very inexpensive. You can use it as a green treatment, surface treatment, empty bin treatment. They often recommend that you add a pyrethroid like Tempo with it to get a knockdown effect, because this is slower acting since it controls only the immature stage or larvae. And again, if you're spraying flowering crops, we recommend that you protect our pollinators out there. The best time to spray when there's pollinators back at the hive, which is the late evening or the very early morning. Thank you and have a good day.